Hello there, my lovelies. How's it going? Welcome back to my channel, Boomy Reactions. For those of you who are new, my name's Boomy, and thank you for watching. Now today, guys, we're going to be watching another video from the Anime Detective yet again. So today's video has been requested through Buy Me a Coffee from Anonymous. Once again, thank you, my lovely. Thank you for your support. You know who you are. Now, Anonymous says, "Hi, Booby. I hope you're doing well. I am. Thank you. I hope you are as well. Continuing with the Anime Detective's recommendations, I hope you enjoy this analysis of Black Lagoon, an anime that created its own category by not having most of the topics one expects from anime, such as fan service, cute magical girls, and heroic stories." Oh, well, Anonymous, this is interesting. So I've just watched a video which kind of explains the different genres of anime because, yes, I look a little bit confused when I'm watching these videos. A lot of the terms do go over my head, so you have to bear with me, guys. I'm a noob. I'm new to this. You know, I need to be given some allowances. Yes, I'm new. Okay, so it's basically created its own genre. First of all, I've not actually heard of this anime. Big surprise, I know. Again, I'm a noob. But I do love watching these videos from the Anime Detective. So far we've gone through a few videos, haven't we? We've seen Yojo Senkei, or as I know it, the Saga of Tanya the Evil, Made in Abyss, Gunslinger Girl, I think, was on there as well. All of them, they've kind of made up a list of animes that I have on my to-watch list. But guys, there's so many things that are on this list at the moment. I've just binge-watched Attack on Titan because I'm told that was absolutely one that I had to watch, and it changed my life. I know I've mentioned this in another video. Absolutely. I fell in love with it from, like, by the end of episode 1, I was just obsessed. So it wasn't difficult to binge-watch that. So yes, I do have a list of all of these ongoing animes that I have to watch. But yes, I've just got through Attack on Titan. So the other 3 are on there as well. So Black Lagoon, not heard of this one. I haven't seen it on Crunchyroll or any of those kind of platforms. I haven't seen it, so I have no idea what to expect. But so at the beginning of this video, let's get this up here. Since I've watched a video on the genres of anime, guys, let's have a look. See if we can hazard a guess as to what I think this one might be. Okay. I'm gonna say at my early stage in the journey into anime, I'm probably gonna hazard a guess that most of these fall under shonen, seinen. I know this is a stupid thing to say because there's still animes that just don't fall into that category, like Free Ren. Yeah, I could go on. Anyway, so what I would say is the animation starts to make the characters look like a lot. They're a lot more detailed and they're a lot uglier. And for me, that's a bit of a giveaway that it's more mature content most of the time, not as a general rule. But I'm going to hazard a guess and say that this probably falls under the category of a seinen anime, and a number of other different categories. But so far, it looks like it might be for a slightly more mature audience. But I've done an awful lot of talking already, guys. Let's just zip it, Boomy, and just get on with the video. So let's watch this together, guys. And as ever, if you are enjoying these reactions, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much in advance, guys. If you're interested, I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. I couldn't think what I was going to say next then. My mind has gone blank. I have a Buy Me a Coffee account. And that link is over there.
I really shouldn't have said those things about her babushka.
Babushka?
Welcome to Southeast Asia, the PvP-enabled zone of the 1990s. The era where you and the boys, running a proverbial train on a Liberian fishing village for the local warlord's blood diamonds, was considered a stable and fashionable career choice. The time where a man could make a living from the sweat of his brow and the caliber of his black market Soviet surplus PKM. And for the unscrupulous PMC,
Strawberry
life was but
massacre.
an endless field of plausibly deniable war crimes, corporate wet work, and every illegal substance known to man flowed like
You're just referencing Nestle.
water from the tap.
There's
The
so
golden
much.
years. before organised crime discovered the much more lucrative business of gold farming in Diamol. Black Lagoon is not the name of a 1950s segregated swimming pool, but a freight company based in the criminally diverse city of Ronapur, where civic control is measured in caliber.
Okay, have we got like a real world kind of place where all of these kind of adventures is taking place? So we're talking about like a criminal underground kind of thing, and Black Lagoon refers to a freight company within the criminal underground here. Now, is this like modern day? It looks quite modern day, or are we talking about a kind of, what's the name of the genre where you get transported into like a different time, a different world? Are we talking about that?
4 members of this illegal wholesale transport company make up the main cast of our story.
Okay.
Dutch functions as the charismatic big boss.
Dutch.
A mysterious former US soldier with a nose for talent, money, and criminal networking. Benny.
Oh, okay. So we're being introduced to our main character, Dutch. What's the nickname Dutch come from? Is he Dutch? Benny is obviously going to be the brains because stereotypically he's wearing the glasses. He's got a little bit of stubble. He's got handsome. I bet he's going to be the brains. And obviously we have to have one lady in the crew.
Is the Harvard tech whiz of the group and is on the run from a certain 3-letter agency, probably after discovering they eat puppies or something. Revy is their unhinged heavy hitter.
Revy is
a wildly attractive, broken mess of a woman who won't just ruin your life, she'll literally kill you. Still would. And
Still would. Oh, I like this. So Revy is our female protagonist, and she is an absolute badass. She's got all the ink going on here, and she would kill you. Okay.
Finally,
like Revy.
Rock, a Japanese salaryman who self-isekai'd to Southeast
Isekai.
Asia, following the realization that piracy offered better working conditions than the average Japanese company.
Yeah, so it's not a senkai, or kind of, in his case, maybe. Real world, real life, modern day. And Benny is like a Japanese 9-to-5 kind of office worker kind of guy. So what's going to happen to him? Is he the main character?
Rock's struggle with his newfound reality and the practical necessity of moral relativism serves as one of the main thrusts of our story. From dealing with communist freedom fighters to mafia cadres of former Soviet soldiers, our crew must navigate the volatile criminal overworld that dominates Ronapur, functioning as independent contractors to the highest bidder. An intricate balancing act, made all the harder by nefarious clients, meddling intelligence services, and internal friction. Black Lagoon began as a manga written by Rei Hiroe in 2002, being adapted to anime in 2006.
I'm getting, this might be a weird thing to say, I'm getting kind of cowboy bebop kind of vibes, but obviously not in space, piracy instead. I'm talking about like the art style. I don't know, like the animation style. I don't know, like, I've not seen all of Cowboy Bebop, but it's kind of striking me as the same kind of visuals. Is that a weird thing to say? Okay, so we've got piracy. So is this like a kind of seinen One Piece, but in the real world in modern day?
And 2011, its popularity was and is immense, spawning spin-off mangas and novelizations years later, and it's easy to see why.
No fan service?
Black Lagoon is exceedingly unique, with its city load of morally corrupt characters, as well as human trafficking, snuff films, submarine warfare, amateur versus professional racism, as well as a laundry list of women who go so far beyond I can fix her that anyone attempting to do so is already thoroughly insane.
So all of their female characters are badasses, possibly deranged, some of them. I like that. I like that.
Would. Remember to like and subscribe if you too would risk it all for a horrifically scarred former Soviet Spec Ops soldier.
Oh my
Oh, that's
God!
her.
What's wrong with your face?
Now,
How rude. It's obviously a scar.
please follow me as I give you a tour of the world's worst tropical vacation destination ever, with obvious exceptions. Please keep it to yourself if you are an unbribed government official, possess a sense of morality unbalanced by self-preservation,
Get out
or
of it.
plan to utter the term taxation with a positive inflection at a vocal level. And of course, spoiler-free. But first, allow me to shill the puppets pulling my strings. You! These brain cancer-inducing videos are only possible due to you liking, subscribing, and throwing shekels
Yes,
at
like
me
and
to
subscribe.
dance on
Show
the
'em some
stage
love.
like the chained bear that I am. Should you have the sadistic desire to lower the overall quality of experience on YouTube, please consider joining the Patreon. Early videos, cursed artwork, and the tale of an inner-city elf girl being stalked through the fantasy world equivalent of Detroit awaits you. And now, back to the
wow.
lagoon. Visually speaking, Black Lagoon has a simple adage. Rule of cool is law, as the animation department fully embraced 80s action schlock in all the best ways.
Maybe that's why I'm getting kind of Cowboy Bebop vibes. Kind of similar era. It just looks similar in its art style, except obviously that one takes place in space and the other is in the ocean. Similar though.
With wild shootouts, gratuitous violence, and even more gratuitous shots of Revy's booty shorts. While nobody
Hang on, Anonymous. You said no fan service. But I think we've got quite a few shots of Revy's bum.
has literal superpowers, reality warps to the coolest shit ever whenever certain characters get involved, such as,
English!
also known as Shenhua, a Taiwanese woman with a tenuous grasp of the English language.
Oh, is he dumbass you talking about?
Her weapon of choice is two machetes on a string, which she uses to behead radical jihadists from atop a moving car.
Stupid.
Or how about Roberta, the insane Colombian maid who mistook Terminator as an instructional video? Yet despite this over-the-top action focus, Black Lagoon can instantly switch to tense realism.
I'm loving so far that every female character that we've seen yet is dangerous and maybe derailed, crazy.
The series easily moves between these seemingly opposing points, a duality mirrored in the characters themselves. Revy, much like my alcoholic father, can flip on a dime. One scene, she'll be grinning maniacally as she drinks you onto the bar. The next, she'll describe the moment she killed her father, and how easily she'd do it to you. And by God, is she not alone in that? Ronapur is filled with such people, those who have cast off all pretensions of polite society and belief in anything other than money or violence.
We've got to have money.
And yes,
I like the look of the Taiwanese badass lady. She's got the hair. It looks like that. Is it Mei from Jujutsu Kaisen? You know, that whole kind of like hair over the eye kind of thing. I like her. She looks cool.
they're all extremely attractive. That said, there is no truly overt fan service in Black Lagoon,
Okay.
outside the author's gun obsession.
I just think they're neat.
So, if you're expecting a close-up of Revy's chest with accompanying sound effects and maxed out jiggle physics,
You ain't gonna
you're
get
out
it.
of luck.
Where there is no fan service in the traditional sense, you'll see several naked bodies throughout. This is why I was confused. So it's not specific fan service as you would identify it in other animes, but you know, people are gonna go up. So even if you give them a shot of boobs that there's not an awful lot of cleavage and they're still covered up, you know, people are still gonna go up.
But what you will get is just as stimulating.
Oh?
The disgusting and base nature of humanity in all its shades, unvarnished by the filter of propaganda or hidden agenda. Now, I know it's early, but I must insist on using a slur. Localization is the act of calling a square a circle
These donuts are great. Jelly-filled are my favorite.
and ensuring
That scene actually happened in Pokemon and I hadn't even noticed it. Is it Onigiri that he's actually talking about?
magical incestuous lesbians stay firmly in the closet.
Yep.
Somebody please think of
boyfriend?
No, their relationship is beautiful. No, they're not staying in the closet. They're just two girls that just love each other.
Or it was anyway. Nowadays, it's about adding skibbity toilet references into dubs.
Hey, yo, Rock, we skibbity toilet maxing for that get stack risk. Just phantom tax bag sniping. Straight slaying for toilet tickets.
But where the likes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Had the Council of Karens obsessing over the moral impact of finger guns, Black Lagoon's localization team was hard at work, teaching me new and exciting racial slurs.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
Twinkie, I'm ready.
It just gets better and better.
But in short, as anyone who has used voice chat in a Call of Duty lobby knows, the true path to racial harmony lies in making fun of the Irish.
Listen up, you fucking leprechaun.
So, as opposed to a futile attempt at softening Black Lagoon for the apparently delicate Western youth,
The snowflakers.
the dub instead went all in, and a legend was born.
Oh.
So much so that to this day, it is commonly considered the ideal way to experience the world of Ronapur.
That's quite the interesting religion.
However, no. What? I mean, hey, it's no ghost stories.
I'm gonna go pray for the homosexual soul.
For me,
Actually hilarious. Like, you hate everything that she says, but it is so, so funny.
even with the inherent nostalgia buff from watching it first in English, I simply cannot get over how outstanding the Japanese cast is.
いい悪党になるぞ、お前は。
How Rock's compounding experiences in Ronapur are so clearly reflected in his slowly changing tone. Or how under the weight of unsavory memories,
Oh, Rox. I think I called him Benny earlier. So this is Is Rox the main character?
Revy becomes almost another person, in voice alone.
Really?
And sure, some of you will violently disagree. But hey, I don't care. This is my ship, and if I say we're crashing into the comments section with 1,000 screaming dub fans, we will. I'll see you in the trenches below.
So what do you say, guys? To watch this, sub or dub? I do tend to watch a lot of things in dub. I know it's naughty. But yeah, there are a handful of things that I do have a preference to watching in the original Japanese, like Chainsaw Man at 100%. It is so much better in the subs.
All that said, the mangled English during the arc where the gang helped the Russian mafia get set up in Japan
Right.
almost murdered me via pure cringe.
What are you laughing at us for?
But, as established, there are always worse fates.
Bro, he's still mugging the whole lobby. Get Slayer, square up.
Hard rock sets the musical pace for all the action scenes throughout Black Lagoon,
Nice.
politely meshing into the primary symphony of gunshots, tire squeals, and explosions. However, it is far from everything. Soundtracks come in many forms, some with endless bangers and flowing accolades, some that are inoffensive and forgettable, just like their anime. But usually I find OSTs like Black Lagoon's, focused, stylized, and with a few key tracks that via contextual use, or pure skill, stand head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah, no, I'm a big believer in the audio has to match. You know, you need good music to accompany a good story. Like, it amplifies the emotion. It's so much better when you've got amazing audio and music that goes along with it.
Like the low twang of guitar strings that serves as the thematic BGM to Ronapur's deeper and crueler truths, or the slow march of the outro, a sound that whispers of inevitability, of the destined end all those who dance madly through the streets of Ronapur will, eventually, reach. A good soundtrack is more than mere background noise
Absolutely
or beats
is.
to set a visual pace.
Yeah.
And context, above all else, imparts to these songs a power that they could not produce alone. And that context is criminality.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
This is a vicious world, dominated by those who have seen the ultimate truth. The docks at the park were always free, with enough firepower. Rock serves as our perspective within this ANCAP utopia experiment, and is the closest thing to a main character in this otherwise multipolar story.
Okay, yeah, so Rox is the main character, but there's a big focus on like a character development kind of thing going on. So yes, kind of main character, but not the focal character.
However, throw out your preconceptions beyond this, as Rock is not the average self-insert meat suit designed for attention-starved weebs, whose idea of a relationship starts and ends with their tupler of Hatsune Miku, but an actual character in his own right. A character who missed the final lesson on being a hero. Don't be party to human trafficking. Anti-character development is a misnomer.
Yeah. I don't think many of us would argue that you shouldn't engage in human trafficking, but sure. Are we gonna see his kind of like his descent into being less of a good character, you know, like a morally good character? Those actually make for more interesting storylines. Like Tanjiro. I love Tanjiro. I do. I love him. And I accept that he is, you know, he's just intrinsically good. And he's very morally grounded. He's never going to change. That's never going to be a storyline where we're going to see him descend into evil or darkness or, you know, grey areas. Maybe. So that's not what this is. This is going to be more of a kind of, I'm going to use the animes that the few animes I've got experience of. So we've got like a more kind of Eren Yeager, kind of a descent. Are we with him along the way? Do we see the choices at each point? And then we kind of not agree with them, but we can sympathize because we see the choices, we can see how they're made, we can see the emotion and the thought process. No.
But gets the point across quite well here. Rock was, to put it kindly, an aggressively average guy. Had life executed the standard Japanese male existence package, he'd have likely peaked as a corporate middle manager after 20 years of mind-numbing drudgery.
Only middle?
Or finally accepted an alluring date with an oncoming train. But as we all know, life has a way of sending scary women to kidnap you. So, a little Stockholm Syndrome and a handful of bodies later, Rock found he was pretty good at this whole criminal business.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Soon coming to accept that, to eat, sometimes you may have to brush up against the law. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how it all began.
So we've started off with the main character. He's kind of in the morally grey zone. You know, I wouldn't describe him as particularly good. It's not particularly bad. As most people, you know, some people are somewhere in the middle and you do good things and bad things. Sure. Okay.
But his slow corruption is far from unique. The world of Black Lagoon is a breeding ground for the worst of humanity. And Ronapur, a great drain that pulls empathy and kindness from all within its bounds. However, at this point, you might be asking yourself, if everyone is a child-murdering crack dealer, or a child-murdering crack dealer parenthesis federal agent, who the hell am I supposed to root for? Easy. Our crew.
Oh, okay, the crew. Well, this is kind of like one of the things I like about One Piece. You're not really meant to root for one or the other because both sides have good and bad people. You know, one side isn't ultimately always good. They're not always fighting for the right reasons. And the same could be said for the other side. Sometimes, you know, you've got pirates fighting for their own personal reasons, which are more understandable. You know what I mean? I like
Far
that.
from perfect. But what they are is reliably human. They just want to get paid, get through the day, and crash at the bar with friends. And occasionally, they'll take work from well-paying, if morally compromised groups such as the Triads, or the government.
I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30. I'm not a big fan of the government. 30 on 30.
Do you love unstable regimes?
Yes.
Well, so does the CIA. Funny alphabet agencies are all over Ronapur, presumably drawn to the scent of socially isolated men, who might be given meaning via an untraceable gun and the home address of an inconvenient political figure. But in all seriousness, Black Lagoon refuses to pull punches, with a bleak 90s reality reflected as closely as possible. Be it FARC rebels in Colombia, war crimes in Vietnam, political adventurism in Venezuela, or child trafficking in the wake of Soviet collapse. Black Lagoon is immersed not just in a dark world, but our dark world. A mirror held to specific parts of our history most prefer to ignore. And sometimes it goes pretty damn hard on the symbolism. Now, I could speak more of the genuine bond between Rock and Revy, or the depth of scars that haunt Roberta. But there is someone much more salient to talk about. Someone whose place within the story, actions, and origins best represent Black Lagoon. And no, it's not just because I'm a massive Balalaika is a former Soviet paratrooper and the leader of Hotel Moscow, the Russian mafia chapter within Ronapur. Of all those dancing at the bottom of Hell's Cauldron, Balalaika leads. Once, she was a girl with a dream, misled by those who should have guided her. Then, she became a leader of men, stalwart, firm, and honorable. Then, betrayed and discarded by her country, before even that was taken from her. Now, all that remains is an efficient, calculated killer.
Do you know, I know I've said it a few times already, but every female character that we've got here isn't there to serve as, like, you know, the female counterpart of the main male character. They have their own story. They are incredibly strong characters with their own backstory. They're powerful. And so did they say this was like a 90s or late 90s kind of anime? I mean, for that time, that's quite progressive. I like that.
Warmonger without war, playing criminal as if it were all but a game. In achieving her goals, misery, pain, and death walk beside her as she cackles in delight. Her only concern, the men at her side, and how far she can take them. The culmination of perpetrator and victim, and the husk of a once good woman. And yet, she's charming, affable, and totally my type. Her tale and others sit at the thematic core of Black Lagoon, forming a complicated web of moral questions with few easy answers. But of course, you can always ignore this. Just turn off your brain and seal clap at explosions. So, in the end, is it worth it? Should you join the Lagoon crew and get your name on a funny list within a federal building? Sure, go for it.
Just do it!
So long as you're not anticipating 5 anime girls with an IQ between them of a particularly stupid goldfish with inversely related breast sizes, you'll enjoy this. If you're a fan of action or particularly dislike the usual anime tropes, this is even more of a recommendation. Put another way, this is the anime for people who hate anime.
Oh, don't fall into that category yet. But I do like, you know, when you've got an example of just a genre of anything, like sci-fi or anything, TV show. I like when they go so far from the norm that it's, you can't stop watching it because it's different, it's unique, and it gives you something that you haven't seen before.
Or at least the popular misconception of it. Easily treated as a pure heart-pumping action series, a peek into criminal psychology, or a parade of the exact women my mother warned me about. So go watch it, laugh a little, cry a little, buy the manga, get upset at how slow the chapters release, then feel guilty after learning why. Ray, hang in there. But in the end, enjoy it. Black Lagoon is a complex story. It deserves more time and introspection than a glorified brain rot video can provide. Particularly one spending half its runtime simping for broken women. And while I can't sum up all my feelings in any reasonable time frame, I can speak from the gut. Balalaika is all but a demon, a fully self-aware creature who has long accepted her place.
And totally his
and
type.
If anything awaits beyond, her destination too. While Revi was born to a world that hated her, that beat her, abused her, and taught her how to live. Forever standing at the edge of the abyss, as if stepping back were just as bad as falling. And for the twins, well, the choice to stand or jump was never theirs to begin with. Some people can't live normally. Some cannot be saved. Some don't even want to be. All are products not of fantastical evils, but of the disturbingly mundane. Those happening in dark rooms and side streets, in cities far and near. A great wheel of indifferent violence, churning and pulping those pulled under its tread, as the survivors take their turn at the handle. In the end, the hardest truth of Black Lagoon isn't that we're inherently evil, born to this cruelty. It's that we're not.
Ooh,
Hello
damn.
there, thanks for sticking around. And thank you to my Patreon members, whose names are scrolling here. I couldn't do this without you. You're all peak Skibbity Max Rizzlords, for real, no cap. And speaking of brain cancer, be sure to check out Sawa-sama, the evilest VTuber who lent her voice to this video. Also, I cosplay as a sock VTuber over on Twitch. Don't question it. And now, onto the comments from the Star Rail video. Your thoughts on 2025 Silk Song. That I should really play Hollow Knight. Why did that last bit go so hard? Go hard or go home? I really liked working on that final Star Rail speech. It took many drafts, and I'm pretty proud of how it ended up. Glad you liked it. I am once again requesting you to stop including Sayano Uta Peter Griffin in your videos. I appreciate your comprehension. I hear you, I see you, I understand your pain, and it makes me happy. The Saya Peter merch drop is incoming. Now, to end the video on one final note, Black Lagoon has a bloatware cash grab gacha made by dev Stunlock to Never Leave 2012.
What the Sigma?
What the
I really
I have to wait until the end of the Anime Detective videos. He says the most random things by the end. This anime actually looks amazing. I say actually, I've never heard of it before up until now. Okay, that's going on the watch list. I like any anime that does that whole like holding up the mirror and makes you reflect and think about the way that we live or our society. It's holding up that mirror. I really, really like that. Okay. We've got characters there that I know Rock is meant to be the main character, but I'm hearing a lot about Revy and the other lady, the blonde lady. Is it it's not Ballerina. I can't remember her name now. She seems like an excellent character. And I know I said this a few times, guys, but all of their female characters within this series are strong characters. They serve another purpose as opposed to just being there as a filler or a pair of boobs or the romantic interest or the girlfriend. So I love that. And Revy seems absolutely amazing. She seems really, really interesting. Just characters that have so much kind of like a fleshy backstory that you really want to delve into it and you want to know why they are the way that they are, or just basically what makes them such a badass. I actually feel like how much of a badass Revy is and some of the other female characters is kind of outshone or overshadowed the other three male characters in the group, in the crew. So, I might have to check that out. That looks amazing. So thank you very much, Anonymous, for requesting this video. I have to put it on the list. It might take me a while to get round to watching it. Like I say, I've just finished Attack on Titan. I don't know what I'm moving on to now. I hope you enjoyed watching along with me, guys. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.